Jeb Bush recently hired Ethan Czahor to basically be his chief technology officer. And as soon as he named him the chief technology officer, a bunch of different web publications, including BuzzFeed and Huffington Post, started investigating the guy, and they found out that back in 2009 and 2010, he wrote some pretty terrible things about women, gay people, and also minorities, okay? Now, we had a big discussion and a debate here on the Young Turks about whether or not he should get fired for calling women sluts and having those offensive tweets. Cenk wanted to give him a complete pass, didn't want him to get fired. I did not want to give him a pass, did want him to get fired. The guys wanted to give him a pass, but thought he should get fired. Okay, so interesting ruling on that.
Yeah, JR and Jesus had the most ironic rulings. Yes.
They did. Okay. All right, so we have an update to that story today. He has decided to step down. So I thought that was a really curious decision because Jeb Bush's camp was basically giving a pass. They're like, look, he made a mistake, he was younger, he deleted the tweets, he apologized, let's move on with our lives. Well, then Huffington Post did a little more digging and they found some more stuff. So what did they find? A 2008 blog post in which the college-aged Czahor praised Martin Luther King Jr. not having his pants sag to his ankles or delivering his speech in gibberish. King didn't drone on about every little problem a black person has faced in their life.
Now, of course, if you're wondering why Anna did that entire recap of how she voted in the beginning of the story, it was, of course, because they had found more dirt on the guy, and she wanted to say, haha, I was right.
I don't even know if I was right? I mean, I don't know if that piece of evidence is going to change anyone's mind. But I just think that someone who lacks judgment like that should not be part of any political campaign, especially if you're trying to run for president of the United States. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and so I'm tired of everybody being fired for everything, right? So that's part of the reason why I was saying, like, okay, he made some references to sluts, it's bad, you shouldn't do that, he was a young guy, we're gonna fire everyone who did that, you're gonna fire, a third of the country, right? So I know it's in the political context, so it's a little different, but then in the corporate context, they get even touchier, right? And people gotta get jobs somewhere. Now, this tweet you just read is not the most racist thing I've ever heard, it's not the most outrageous thing I've ever heard. At the same time, it does go to a state of mind. And yesterday we talked about, like, if there were, there's a line, right? And I thought he was on one side of the line. That last statement pushes him closer to the line and perhaps over, because you get a sense that this guy, I mean, that's that kind of sarcasm, like, oh yeah, you know how black people are with their pants down. At least Martin Luther King wasn't talking gibberish.
It shows that he has certain biases, and when you are part of a political party that has an issue with women and minorities, it's probably a bad idea to have a chief technology officer who has a history of writing sexist and racist things. That's all I'm saying.
By the way, it also validates my anti-hipster stance. Since he co-founded hipster.com, I told you.